Hello everyone and welcome back to a new video. First of all, I just want to say a huge thank you for 200 subscribers. I had videos go up every single day of the first week of January, which made my channel jump from I think 164 or 165 subscribers to now just over 200. I think it was 202 last I checked. It's really exciting, and hi to everyone new or old who is watching this channel. I am back today with my first ever thrift haul for you all, and thrifting is not something new to me. I have thrifted for years, but I've only had this channel for a year, and that year was a low buy and a not buying clothes year. Here we are. The year's over, I can buy clothes again, and I did that and I'm very happy. So I want to show you what I got. My husband and I went away on a little weekend recently, and part of that weekend involved thrifting. I think we went to about 6 stores, and I have things here today from 4 of those. So let's just jump into showing you what I got before I ramble for way too long. The first place we went to, I got 4 things from. These 4 things that I'm about to show you. And it's a chain thrift here in Sweden called Myrorna, which translates to the ants. Don't question it. And I picked up 4 things. I will say that I think this store had the best selection out of all of them that I went to, or it was just because it was the first place we went to and the excitement was very high. But I think this is the place that both of us tried on the most things. So maybe that's saying something. I'm going to put the prices on the screen somewhere converted into dollars, US dollars, because that's the easiest. I bought these all in Swedish money in Sweden, but I think a lot of people know what their currency is compared to the US dollar, so I think that's just easier. Anyway, first thing I got was this shirt. It's kind of a boxy floral shirt, which speaks to me. I like this kind of shirt a lot. It's gonna be so nice in spring and summer, both color scheme wise, but also the fabric of it. It is very light and airy and breezy, and it's just gonna be really nice to be wearing. Next up, I got something that I thought was a dress, but it turned out to be a jumpsuit, which my husband had apparently already seen by the time I got into the fitting room, and I was pleasantly surprised. It is this. I will have better images of me wearing all these things, and it's a little bit too bright for me. Like, this is brighter of a color than I would have picked normally, although I don't think it looks that bad. But with it being a jumpsuit, I couldn't turn it down. It was just too good. Now, I'm not someone who gets tan in the summer, partly because I don't go out into the sun, and partly because I turn bright red. This will be very flattering on bright red. But either way, it's so nice and flowy and soft. And the legs on this jumpsuit are a very nice length, because I don't feel like they're gonna ride up. I feel very free and like I can move around in them, and I just like it so much. I picture this with like a straw hat and sandals and just frolicking in the fields in the summertime. Next up, I found what I think is one of the most me dresses I have ever seen, and this is simply based off of how I feel about it. And it's this. It's a midi dress. It's actually blue and white, like a navy and white, although it might look black. It has buttons down the front and a little tie in the back to cinch the waist, and then it is midi length, and it has a couple pockets in the front. This is a little bit worn around the collar. It is quite old. It's not super old, but it's quite old, so I might have to patch this up a little bit, but it is so comfortable. And I said in my wardrobe essentials video, which I will link up here for you, I said that midi dresses are something I want more of this year and in the future, and I got myself one, and I'm very pleased with it. Next up, we have a skirt, and this trip was actually quite skirt heavy for me, which I'm a little bit surprised by, but hopefully it will work out. I personally just think dresses are easier because it's a whole outfit in one. You don't have to match things unless you want to put a cardigan or something with it. But I've picked up like 4 skirts on this trip, so let's see how that goes. But the first one I got is this one. It is striped and such a nice shape, such a nice length. It is a bit see-through, like I can definitely see through the skirt holding it up like this, definitely through just the one layer, but I don't think it's going to be see-through to the point that you can see something I don't want you to see. And given the texture of this skirt and the thickness of it, I will still be wearing this primarily, if not only, in fall and winter and early spring, so I will be wearing tights, so I'm safe in that regard. I just think it was so pretty. I'm gonna keep calling everything pretty and nice and lovely, aren't I? But the colors on this are very lovely. I like the sort of subtle rainbow, which we'll get into rainbow a little bit later. I just really like this. I love this fabric and this pattern. And yes, the pattern is just stripes, but there's something about it that is so appealing to me. It's not really my colors. Red and oranges aren't really what I primarily tend to go for, and I feel like this is primarily orange, but I think it's gonna work really well. I'm really excited to style this moving forward. I don't really know how yet, but I'll figure it out. And yeah, it's just really lovely. Now, moving on into the secondhand store. This was a much more curated place, very retro oriented and very nice overall. There was a lot of things. I could have spent a long time in there, but I didn't. I went there in the evening. I had about an hour before they were closing, and I just browsed for a bit. And when you walked in, close to the entrance, there was a whole rack of winter skirts, and I fell in love. And I ended up falling in love with 2 skirts and a dress that I ended up not getting, but ended up falling in love with 2 skirts, and I asked to set them aside for the next day, and then I was there as they opened the next day and just got them, tried them on again and just got them. So the first one is this one, and I'm so in love with the skirt. This skirt makes me so happy when I look at it. It's a wool skirt. It's a bit creased right now, but that will come out. It's a wool skirt in blues and pinks and purples. That's actually the back that I'm showing you, I think. Is it? No, I'm showing the front. It's pleated and it's got these gorgeous, gorgeous colors. And it just makes me so happy. How can you look at this and not get happy? I have some purple sweaters I think will work well with this. And hopefully I'll find some more interesting ways to style it as well. The only thing with the skirt is that it's a teensy bit too small the way it is right now, because, well, not because, it's just too small, but I can solve that because when I close the zipper it's not too small. The problem, I'm trying to zip it up, the problem is this button on the side. When I close that, because the zipper is right here, when I close that it sort of shrinks it a bit, but I'm gonna move the button like a couple centimeters this way and close it there instead. There's a risk, like you can see here, there's going to be a little bit of a hole right here at the top of the zipper, but I don't think that will be too noticeable. Again, it's wool, it's a winter skirt for me, I'm going to wear it with tights, it's fine, but that is going to make it hopefully fit perfectly. I've tried it out, there's even a safety pin in it just to see that it would close like that, and then that would be comfortable, and I have high hopes, and I'm so excited. And then I have a second skirt, which is this. Now, I was debating for a while if these 2 skirts were too similar. You may have your own opinion. And people being my husband and our co-house owner, who I sent pictures to, told me they weren't. And then when I went to pay and they saw them both on the counter at the till, I was like, yeah, they're not too similar. They just both have pink and they're skirts and they're checkered and that's it. So the second skirt is this. This needs absolutely no doing to it. It's perfect size-wise and it's really, really comfortable. I feel like it's really, really flattering and not much to say. This also has wool in it. It's about a 50-50 wool and it's so comfortable. It's a really nice length too. I feel comfortable. I don't worry that it's gonna blow up or I'm gonna bend down to pick something up and then flash everyone. I just think it's gonna be really, really nice. And these 2 skirts together are what one of them would have been. They were about $35 together if we convert the prices in an easy way. And they were gonna be that each, and I thought that was a little bit pricey, but it was worth it because, hello, look at them. And then I went to pay and it turned out both of them were 50% off. So I got 2 skirts for the price of 1. Yes, relatively expensive skirts compared to other things, definitely for being secondhand, but they're really good quality and I love them. I don't regret it at all. The next place we went to, I got 6 things from, and you paid per kilo because it was sort of an outlet thing, and mine came out to just under $6, so just under $1 per thing. First up, we have this tank top, which is sort of a lilac-y, dusty pink color. Nothing special about it, but it's a very soft, nice tank top, and I think this will work. I probably wouldn't wear just a tank top with this skirt, but the same sort of color family is right here, and I think that could work out really well rather than pairing this just with black or white or other neutrals. So excited about this. Next up we have the last skirt of this whole trip, and it's this gray denim skirt. This isn't super me. I feel like denim skirts don't really work perfectly for me. I haven't really found one that works amazingly, but I am intrigued enough. I was intrigued enough to try this. I think it's a nice length. I think it's a good gray wash. I think it will look really good, and I'm trying to get away from black because I tend to resort back to, oh, a black bottom you can pair with any color, but a green one you can't. Gray is still a neutral, gray is still kind of boring, but you know, it's not fully black. I can try. Gray is one step closer to color, possibly. That's the argument I'm using. I said before that I was going to move on to a rainbow theme later on, and we've reached that point now. First up with this t-shirt, just a kind of cropped, not fully cropped, but a little bit cropped rainbow t-shirt. Very soft, very nice. We'll definitely be wearing this in summer. Comfortable, rainbow, queer, excellent. And sticking on that theme, I got this pair of like bicycle shorts, or not really, but like short leggings. These are full on rainbow. They're probably gonna mess with the camera's white balance a little bit. Not gonna wear these as pants, most likely. I will just wear them under skirts and dresses and stuff. I wanted and felt like I needed a pair of these for especially my shorter dresses, which granted I don't have that many of anymore because I prefer the sort of midi length these days. But yeah, very rainbow, very nice. The only thing with these is that they are cut a little bit weirdly in one of the legs. Something happened when these were cut so that the stripes actually sort of curve on my leg when I wear them. That happens. Again, probably not gonna wear these visibly a whole lot. And if I do, I do. But yes, rainbow, good, like it. Then I got a thing that I'm actually thinking I might share with our co-housemate, because she and I don't have very similar styles, nor similar color schemes. Maybe we'll make a thing of that one day. But anyway, I found this, which is sort of like a long tank top that has quite big cutouts of the sleeves, which I really like. Side boob and like visible bras on the side. I know that was like 10 years ago, that was a thing you were supposed to wear. I was a little bit too self-conscious to do it then, but I love it. I love it. But so it's long, it's got those cutouts of the arms, it's got a really soft fabric. Again, I am very pro soft fabrics, and it has wide slits on each side, so it's, you'll see in the try on portion how this fits. It's just very nice, and I gotta find a different word to describe this with. This is very much not something that I already have a similar piece for or similar piece of, but it's just gonna be really fun to play around with this, I think. Kind of out there for me personally, but I'm very, very intrigued by this, and I will hopefully really like wearing it. And the last thing from the place where you paid per kilo is another dress. This I was a little bit on the fence about because it jingles, first of all, but it is a little bit short in the sleeves, but I think when I leave them open, that is fine. Pink, red, white, lovely dress. Like, it's not heavy, but it falls in a way that it would be. It falls in a really nice way, and it has a really big skirt to it, which I'm a sucker for. We know this by now. I don't really know what styling I'll be doing with this. I'm trying to get out there a bit with it, but I don't know, it was just really soft and comfortable, and it might just be something I wear around the house, I don't know, but I can definitely see this worn in summer. I was in a bit of a summer mood, I think, when I got a fair few of these things, but like the wool skirts and the other skirts, they work this time of year. And then lastly, we have what might be my favorite piece from this trip, but I'm also looking down at the pile of things next to me, and like several of them are my favorite things from this trip. Either way, I think this is also up there, one of my favorite pieces, and this is actually very season appropriate. It's this sweater. And like, this is something my dad would wear. This kind of sweater is definitely something he would wear, which make of that what you will, but like, it's so nice, and I love the checkers on the front. I apparently had a thing for checkers too, because how many things of these are checkered? Like 4? 3 at least? Something about the colors and just the fit, and it's nice and a little bit baggy but not too oversized. I just love it. I just love it. I can't put my finger on why. It feels a bit 90s, a bit 80s, late 80s or 90s. Something about the colors, something about the fit, something about just how this made me feel. So nice. And I think we can verify now, which is not a surprise to me, might not be a surprise to you, but I have like 4 or 5 different styles just within what I got here in this haul. And I like it. I like it a lot. I like waking up one day and feeling like, oh, today I want to dress in like big flowy skirts and a hat and lots of layers. And other days it's just like this. Or jeans and a t-shirt or what have you. It's so much fun to playing around with clothes. It really, really is. Anyway, that is all I have for you today. It was really fun to go shopping again and go thrifting again. I've really missed thrifting, and I have at least one more thrift trip planned this year. Nothing major, but me and our housemate are gonna go on a thrift trip hopefully in February. And I just want to do more thrifting this year, but also play around more with clothing in general. Not exactly sure how, not sure what that entails, if it's different kinds of clothes or if it's mixing and matching what I already have in new ways. I don't know. Stick around and maybe we'll both figure it out. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with another video soon, so I hope to see you then. Bye!